New York Mets center fielder Brandon Nimmo puts the team on his shoulders, setting the tone as their leadoff hitter. A tone with staccato, bringing burst and consistency. The Wyoming native approaches baseball like he does life, from great enthusiasm and even greater perspective. Setting the tone as the leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
Kind of the first impression.
Yeah,
You're setting
is.
that, man. What might surprise us about being the offensive catalyst?
That there's sacrifice involved. I'm usually taking the first pitch or few pitches of the game in order to see how the pitcher is that day. We play each and every day, but the starting pitchers, they go every 5, and I'm going to take the first pitch of the game. And if he can throw it for a strike, well, okay, now I know that he's got his command, he's able to put it where he wants, and you do have to be willing to sacrifice that first at-bat in order to come up with a better plan for the team that day.
7 seasons now in the Major League. The grind can't be avoided.
Yeah.
How do you still find wonder in the game?
I still find wonder in little moments where I was able to rob a home run in a really big situation and a bunch of emotion poured out of me. And I felt like a little kid out on the field again in front of 50,000 people, understanding just how blessed I am to be in this position. It helps me to play with enthusiasm, to have a lot of fun in this game. That thankfulness that I think really comes through, that's the joy that I think you see.
You come from a bull riding family. Is there any similar mindset between a bull rider and a baseball player?
I think there is. I think there's a similar mindset in my dad did it for a little bit. He told me that when you ride a bull, you're never really healthy. It's not really a matter of if you get hurt, it's when you get hurt. In baseball, you play 162 games. There is a similarity in the toughness that you have to bring. You're just not quite ever going to be 100% healthy when you go out there, and you have to figure out a way to lay it all out there with what you have.
So what does the man from Cheyenne like best about playing in New York?
I love how baseball in New York rings true to a lot of people, and it's interesting with how many people are here from different backgrounds, but when you come to Citi Field, loyal and energetic and as excited as you are, this is also the biggest stage. When you don't do well, it's not always hunky-dory, but man, when you come through, it's really special, and there's no better place to do it.
Well, like you said, it is the world's biggest stage.
Yes.
So then for you, Brandon, where does the greatest pressure come from?
The only pressure is what I put on myself. And unfortunately, that's too much most of the time. I think we all control that pressure that we seem to be feeling from the outside world, but sometimes that's hindering you from being your best self. Definitely put the hard work in and be prepared and do everything that I can in order to come through in those situations, but also be a little bit easier on myself. At the end of the day, I'm really the only one who's putting that pressure on myself.
Your demeanor and game both have a reputation, Brandon, of being consistent in a game of inconsistency. So where did you develop your poise and peace?
Baseball is a game of failure, so you're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna be upset about your failures. This is how Jesus would want you to act, you know? How I just conduct myself on an everyday basis of trying to have more patience and be slow to anger, learn from the Bible and what it teaches us. I think it helps deal with the failure of baseball in a much healthier way.
How practically does the Christ following strengthen your footing?
There was a moment back in 2016, this might be it for baseball. What might be next? And I remember my dad said, you know, Brandon, if God doesn't want this for you, then he's got something much better planned for you. When I finally really surrender to him in my heart, not just saying the words, but in my heart, say, okay, wherever this is gonna go, it's up to you. Started to feel more peace about what I was doing. There's nothing that you're gonna do that's gonna hinder that. He's gonna make a way for you.
Metaphorically speaking, let's put you in the leadoff role as a catalyst for the church at large. If you could set the tone for greater, genuine impact, what would it be?
I think it goes back to the unexpected part about leading off. It really comes down to sacrifice. For someone who is hurting, and you ask them how they're doing, or just listen, be an ear or a shoulder to lean on. Sometimes I find in this life, we're going so fast, we forget that we're placed on this earth in order to help each other. The ultimate sacrifice was Jesus dying on the cross for our sins. He made the greatest example by showing us that true love and true purpose down here is sacrifice. What did Jesus do in this situation, and how can I try and be better and be more like him? Those little moments can make the biggest impacts.